So we got a lot going on Network Live. We've got the event tonight at the Moxie. Super excited about that. We're going to announce some stuff. We've announced a bunch of stuff, but we're going to announce more stuff. We've got an event on Thursday at Old Sheepdog Brewery in El Paso. And we've got 160 people signed up, registered for that event. We've got space for 85. 85 people, 160 people registered. They've got this big open area that we're going to access. So if you're watching this from El Paso, wear a jacket, wear a coat, wear a sweater, something like that. Keep yourself nice and warm. I want to talk about something just briefly. That's the ability that we have to ask ourselves good questions. I haven't always been great at asking good questions, or I haven't been good at asking great questions. I guess it depends on how you look at it. But it's absolutely critical to your future, personally and professionally, to ask great or good questions. And so some of the things that you might want to do is you might want to say to yourself, if I do this, what's the potential outcome? What are the positives? What are the negatives? What are the pitfalls? What are the unknowns that I don't see right now? Who can I ask? Who can I talk to that might be able to help me with this? And see if I would have been able to do that, if I would have done those things back before my company just went nuts and lost it and we went crazy and lost, $750,000 and my total net worth was negative millionaire, so was the negative millionaire. If I would have asked good questions like, what happens if I do this? What happens if I don't do this? What happens if I choose to not do anything at all? What if I do the hard thing? And I'm not going to go into all of it, but just asking yourself really good questions is going to increase the likelihood that you're going to have really good outcome. And that's critical, because the alternative is you don't ask good questions because, inside you're like, oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Man, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a small business owner. I want to be able to do the things that are just really cool. I want to slay it. I want to drive my own whatever it is. That's cool and that's great. And that's kind of like my thing too. Is like I want to be my own businessman. I own multiple businesses. I do a bunch of different things. But now I ask great questions because what I want to know is if I do this thing, am I about to screw up my life? And to give you kind of a quick example, Network Live, we're going to do this conference. And my attitude with anything is, man, let's just go big. Let's just throw it out there. Let's just blow it up. Let's do this massive thing. And I'm like, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And so I'm going to Catherine and I'm saying, let's do all of this stuff. And she's listening to me. Yeah. I start looking at the price tag of it. The price tag of it, let's just say the cost of it for us to do that is well into six figures. And I'm like, oh, that's okay because we're going to make it up. I start asking myself, what if we don't make it up? And don't get me wrong, this isn't like scarcity or negative or anything. It's neutral. It's neutral thinking. It's the ability to look at something and say, what are all the things that are coming at me and how do I manage those and how do I handle those? And so it's like, what happens if we don't get those? How many people do we need to get in there? What about this? What about this? What about sponsors? All of these things, timing, all of that. And so we made a decision because we looked at it and we went, okay, you know what? There's a risk that we can take, but we don't really want to take it. And do we need to take it? That's the key. Do we need to take the risk? And so we toned it down. We're going to do a single day. Going to lower the attendance count to probably 400 from, about 700, right? And what we're doing is we're reducing the cost of what we're trying to produce. But what we want to do is we want to reduce the cost to us, reduce the cost to attendees. Want to give them great content. Want to do this we want them to leave and just go, wow, that content was just awesome. It was sick. It was great. It was that. We don't really care whether or not they go, oh, you had that person there and that was amazing. Don't care. We want great content for the people. So what happens is we start to ask these really great questions like, what is it that we want our users to experience? What is it we want them to come out of there feeling? And so we shift the questions from being about us or just excitement, man. Maybe we're not even asking questions. We're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's just go. Let's go. and we pull back and we say, well, what could possibly, what's the positives? What you know, if everything goes perfect, what happens? What if everything doesn't go perfect? What happens? And you start to ask yourself really great questions. If you can learn to do that in all aspects of your life,